This is Chris Bagels. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bagels, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. Yeah, I'll be down there in the description box, and I'm here to do my AEW Dynamite November 30th, 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about AEW Dynamite. Now, we kick off the show with Jon Moxley, the former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. So yeah, Jon Moxley comes out there and he gets into the ring and he's telling that that nobody in the locker room wants to come on out and face him at all and stuff like that. So yeah, he's pretty much like laying out a challenge, but then all of a sudden the person that accepts that challenge is Hangman Adam Page. So yeah, Adam Page makes his return back to Dynamite tonight, and then Hangman Adam Page gets into the ring, and then both of them starts going at it. Page throws the first punch. Both of them brawling. They go outside the ring, brawling and stuff. A bunch of security guards and referees was trying to stop the fight, getting in between them so they could stop brawling. And then at one point, while they had Page up there at the up the ramp and stuff, we see Jon Moxley trying to get over there, and he tripped and fell. And that was pretty funny. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, it looked like he was okay. Yeah, he was okay and everything, obviously. But yeah. And then he gets up, both of them starts brawling again, and they finally got separated once again. So yeah, that's what happened. Pretty good segment. It looks like we're going to have the feud between Hangman Adam Page and Jon Moxley. It's going to be pretty good. I'm surprised that they ain't going to continue to feud with Moxley and MJF. But, Ricky Starks will be the next person to face MJF in the world title at Winter is coming. So, who knows, he'll probably be feuding with MJF, obviously, up until that match. But maybe he'll, continue on after the match, maybe. I don't know. But we're going to have to see. But later on tonight, they got more stuff planned for Dynamite. But up next, we're going to be seeing the first match of the night. It will be Bryan Danielson versus Dex Horwood. Up next in a one-on-one match, and boy, I already can tell you, that match is going to be good. So yeah, that'll be the first match of the night. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was the first match of the night. It was Bryan Danielson versus one half of the ROH, AAA, and IWGP Tag Team Champions, Dex Horwood. Now, Cash Wheeler was at the backstage area for this, so yeah, he's not at ringside for this match. So yeah, and we get to this match, and it was a really, really, really good match. I really liked it. Obviously, I kind of knew when this match was announced that this was going to be a great match. They was going at it, and obviously it was a technical match and all that. At one point, we see Dax pull out the power driver onto Bryan Danielson. Danielson lethal with those kicks and stuff like always. At one point, we see Dax try to hit that springboard power bomb onto Bryan Danielson when he springboard him off that top rope for the power bomb, and Danielson reverses it into a Hurricane Rana, rolling him up, but Dax rolled him over for a pin, getting a 2 count onto him, and then Danielson laid a massive kick to the side of the head onto him, and then he goes to the corner, setting up for the Psycho knee onto Dax. But then when he runs and jumps up for the Psycho knee, Dax catches him and then bounces him off the top rope, hitting that power bomb, that sit-out power bomb onto Bryan, pins him 1, 2, Bryan barely kicking out at 2, and then Dax seeing his feet, locks on the sharpshooter instead, trying to keep it locked on and stuff, and Danielson fought out of it, and then Dax was trying to lock it on again, but Danielson rolls him up for an inside cradle. So yeah, they kept on rolling each other up for the pin multiple times, and they just kept on rolling through at the count of 2 many times. But Danielson pretty much transitioned those pins into the label lock onto him, making Dax tap out. So yeah, Bryan Danielson defeated Dex Horwood in a one-on-one match. That's what happened. Really good match to kick off the show. For that match, I gotta give it 3.5 stars. It was a really good match between those two guys. So yeah, if you have yet, go check it out. But then after the match, they shook hands and all that stuff, and then we go to backstage where we see Ricky Starks getting interviewed by Tony Schiavone and Ricky Starks said that he's going to be in the Battle Royale next week, where it determines like who will be facing MJF for the Diamond Ring and stuff. So yeah, he said he's going to go into that and then win that match, and challenge him for not only the world title but for the Diamond Ring, and take both of them away from him and take his spot. So yeah, because he is absolute. But yeah, that's what Ricky Starks said. Pretty good stuff. Later on tonight, we're going to still be hearing from MJF tonight, where he'll be making his first appearance as the new World Heavyweight Champion. So yeah, that'll be later on tonight. But many more stuff for tonight. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, now before I talk about the TNT Championship match, there's a few segments before that. One segment we see Adam Page and Jon Moxley brawling backstage at the garage area pretty much. But yeah, a bunch of security guards and stuff had break them up back there. So yeah, they was going at it. But then we get to another segment where we see Renee Paquette having a sit-down interview with Claudio Castagnoli and Willa Yuta, the Blackpool Combat Club, and Jake Hager, Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker, the Jericho Appreciation Society. And yeah, we see Matt Menard and stuff talking junk to Claudio, and them talking about, Claudio, can't wait for you to join us after Jericho beats you that final battle and all that. And Claudio was like, I'm tired of all this talking, I'm ready to fight and all that stuff. And Daniel Garcia was like, how about this, me and Jake Hager versus y'all two in the tag team match next week? And they agreed to that and all that. And Willa Yuta was talking about how he challenges Daniel Garcia for a match for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship at Final Battle, and they accepted that as well. So yeah, a few matches has been made from that. But then we get to the next match. It was the TNT and the Ring of Honor Television Champion Samoa Joe versus AR Fox for the TNT Championship. Now, this match, it was a pretty good match. It was going a little bit alright. We see AR Fox hitting the 450 splash on Joe. Joe barely kicking out too and all that stuff. But then Joe starts coming back at the ending, beating down AR Fox, sets him up on that second turnbuckle, lifting him up, and then hitting the Muscle Buster onto him, and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Samoa Joe retains the TNT Championship, and then after the match, he grabs the mic and he's talking that this is going to be a glorious era of him holding titles. And then we see Wardlow popping up on the big screen, talking about like how he's coming back to go after the TNT Championship, so be prepared. So yeah, that's what Wardlow said to Samoa Joe. But for that match between Samoa Joe and AR Fox, I gotta give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good match between those two guys. So yeah, go check it out if you haven't yet. AR Fox, he's really good. I really like him. Don't know why he was getting the TNT Championship shot, but other than that, it was still a really good match. But yeah, many more stuff after that. We have Will Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs video package getting played and all that stuff. But up next, we're going to be seeing William Regal and MJF up next on Dynamite. And not only that, later on tonight, we'll see the Elite versus Death Triangle as well. So yeah, many more stuff. But yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on AEW Dynamite now, we'll go with the next segment. It was William Regal. Now he comes out, he introduces the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion, MJF. MJF comes out with the title and everything, and pretty much he starts cutting a promo, and he actually brought out his phone and read the email that William Regal told him. William Regal sent him that before the match at Full Gear happened. This is after the attack from the Firm and all that. And then he read the message out and everything about how William Regal said you need to upgrade from diamond ring to brass rings and all that stuff. And, just saying that, all that stuff. And he said that William Regal see that he started growing weak. And then William Regal says that, hey, I could see villain potential in you. You won't be a villain. You will be the villain and all that stuff. And MJF was talking about how he don't blame the Firm for attacking him because they seen how weak he was and all that stuff. So he don't blame him for doing that. But yeah, that's all he was saying, and then he says that he got something new now, and he threw out the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, talking about how people, every time somebody looks at that title, all they see is other names like Chris Jericho and John Moxley and all that. But then he reveals the new AEW World Heavyweight Championship, the new look to it, and he says that it's Triple B, and all you're going to see is me, and I will never lose this title. Y'all can pay for pay-per-views and stuff. Think I'm going to lose the title, but I'm not. You're going to see names. You always hear names like Eddie Kingston, guys that act tough like Eddie Kingston, and then fans started chanting Eddie Kingston. He goes like, yeah, he ain't going to never become world champion. Take that out. And then he says that you're going to see guys that act like stars like Ricky Starks, and he ain't going to become a world champion. Or you're going to see wrestlers that acts like wrestlers like Bryan Danielson, and he ain't going to be world champion. So yeah, that's what MJF was saying and all that. And then he was talking about how they will have this bidding war in 2024, January 1st. And he says that he hopes that the right con man signs him. And he said, nope, it ain't going to be Tony Khan either. He said it's going to be Jolly Old Saint Nick and, maybe the gang Trips. So yeah, that's what he said. And then he was talking about how he's going to be the longest reigning AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Up until then and all that, Hollywood will buy him out pretty much. And, how his title reign will oversees like the names of like JBL and Hulk Hogan, title reigns and all that stuff. And that is going to eventually override Bruno Sammartino's and stuff. So yeah, that's what MJF was saying. So yeah, he was cutting a pretty good promo and all that stuff. But then he says, oh yeah, I forgot one more thing. And then he pretty much wanted to tell William Regal that he was the greatest of all time. And he thanks him for giving him the brass knuckles, which at that time MJF put the brass knuckles on his hands. And then he says that he starts walking behind William Regal, and then he just hits him in the back of the head with the brass knuckles, laying him out, and MJF walked through the crowd and stuff with security guards. And then we see a bunch of people from the back or whatever checking on William Regal. Bryan Danielson runs out there checking on him, seeing if he's okay. They had put him on a stretcher and stuff, and then they sent him in an ambulance with Bryan Danielson jumping in the back with him. So yeah, that's what happened. Pretty good stuff. Then playing off of William Regal's injuries and stuff after the fact that, him getting attacked by MJF. And MJF cutting a pretty good promo and stuff. It was just really good stuff. Go check out the whole segment if you have yet. But yeah, that's what happened there. And up next, we're going to be seeing Ricky Starks in action up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a one-on-one match. So we get to a match between Ricky Starks versus Ari Davari in a one-on-one match. Now, before the match even started, we see Ethan Page and Stokely Hathaway come out, and Matt Hardy comes out as well, because Matt Hardy's like signed with Stokely, Ethan, and all of them. So yeah, they own their contracts or whatever. And Matt Hardy was trying to do the delete thing, and Stokely was like, no, get your ass to the back. So yeah, that's what he said to him. And Ethan Page was talking about how he don't care who wins. He knows that MJF will beat Ricky Starks, but then he's going to go after Ricky Starks, MJF, and then become the new world champion. So yeah, that's what Ethan Page said, and he says that he better watch out for his match tonight. And then Ari Davari starts attacking Ricky Starks right when the match started. He was beating him down and all that, but then he throws Ricky Starks to the ropes. Starks comes back with a vicious spear onto him, picks him up, and hits Rochambeau onto Ari Davari, and the match lasted like underneath a minute, and he got the 3 count. So yeah, Ricky Starks defeated Ari Davari tonight in a one-on-one match. For that match, I'll give it 1 star. That's what I'll give it. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then after the match ended, we see Tony Schiavone interviewing the AEW Women's Champion, Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, and Rebel. And Britt Baker was talking about how, Renee Paquette better not be showing up next week for her friend Saraya. And then Jamie Hayter was talking about how Tony Schiavone needs to actually learn how to interview the AEW Women's Champion and all that stuff. So yeah, just stuff like that happening. But up next, we're going to be seeing Anna Jay in action. She'll be taking on Willow Nightingale up next in a one-on-one match. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a one-on-one match. It was Anna Jay with Ty Mello at ringside versus Willow Nightingale one-on-one, and it was an okay match. It was going back and forth and everything up until the ending when we see Willow Nightingale setting up for a finish move onto Anna Jay. Ty Mello gets on the apron. Willow Nightingale knocks her off the apron, and then we see Anna Jay try to roll up Willow, but Willow barely kicking out at 2. And then, Anna Jay comes up and Willow hits that big boot onto her arm and then hits a vicious clothesline onto Anna Jay and then lifts her up, hitting that gut wrench set out power bomb onto Anna Jay and then pins her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Willow Nightingale defeated Anna Jay tonight on Dynamite. That's what happened. She got out of the ring and went up the ramp, and then we see, we hear Ruby Soho's theme song play because she's making her return, and she don't come out, and Ty Mello was just waiting for her in the ring, and Ruby Soho was behind her. Ruby got Ty to turn around, and then she starts attacking her, beating her down and stuff. Anna Jay gets on the apron, and she gets knocked off the apron, but Ty Mello kept on getting beat down. Mello was trying to run from Ruby and got out of the ring and stuff, and then Ruby beats her down outside the ring and hits her finish move, Destination Unknown, onto her on the ramp, laying her out. So yeah, that's what happened there. Ruby Soho makes her return back, and it looks like she'll be feuding with Ty Mello. So yeah, that's what happened there. For that match between Willow Nightingale and Anna Jay, I'll give that match 2 stars. That's what I'll give it. And then we see QT Marshall backstage with the AEW All-Atlantic Champion, Orange Cassidy, and Tony Schiavone was there, and QT Marshall challenges Orange Cassidy for the title in a lumberjack match on Rampage, and Orange Cassidy accepts. So yeah, that's what happened there. And up next, we're going to be seeing Jade Cargill. And later on tonight in the main event, it will be the Elite versus Death Triangle in the 3rd match of the Best of 7 series later on tonight in the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, now we see the TBS Women's Champion Jade Cargill with the baddies and stuff, and she comes out and she gets like a table and stuff, like birthday party or whatever. But then she talks about how she kicked Kiera Hogan out the baddies last week and all that, and then she found out that Red Velvet and all that was hanging out with Kiera Hogan this weekend. So yeah, she was wondering why they was hanging out with her and all that stuff. And she was talking about how she's the face of this company and everything else. But then all of a sudden she gets interrupted by Bow Wow, which he was on the big screen. And he was talking about how he can't wait to see Jade Cargill or whatever. And yeah, just a weird segment. Just whatever. It's just funny stuff, really. But yeah, that's really what happened there. Up next, we're going to be talking about the main event for sure, so yeah, that'll be better. It will be the Elite versus Death Triangle in the 6-man tag team match, the 3rd match of the Best of 7 series, which that match will be happening up next in the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that we see the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, The Acclaim, and Billy Gunn. And Billy Gunn pretty much getting into their faces and stuff like a military, pretty much like a sergeant, saying that who's the best tag team? The Acclaim is, and why ain't y'all wrestling on Dynamite? Because we're the best and nobody don't want to wrestle us. And they say, well, we'll be facing the best tag team on Rampage. And then Billy Gunn was like, but y'all are the best tag team. And he was like, Max Caster was like, oh no, the 2nd best tag team. We'll be facing them on Rampage. And then, yeah, that's what happened there. Up next will be the main event. So yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a main event. It was the AEW World Trios Tag Team Champions, Pac, Rey Fenix, and Penta El Cerro Miedo Death Triangle versus Kenny Omega and Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, the Elite in a 6-man tag team match. This is the third match of the best of 7 series, and it was a pretty good match right when the match started. Like, before the match even started, when Death Triangle was making their entrance, the Elite comes over there and starts brawling with them on the ramp and stuff. They was beating them down and everything, and then, like, the Death Triangle starts picking up, coming back a little bit, like we've seen, the Lucha Brothers hitting the double cutters onto the Young Bucks on the ramp and stuff. At one point, we see the Young Bucks holding down Pac, and, Kenny Omega was going to run down the ramp with a flying knee to the face to V-trigger, but then he gets caught with a vicious super kick on the way down, so yeah, that was pretty cool. And they kept on going at it a lot, jumping off the stage and stuff with moonsaults and crossbodies and stuff, which was pretty cool. But then we get to the ending of this match, where we see Penta hitting the package power driver onto Matt Jackson, and then Rey Fenix hitting that front flip onto Nick and Kenny Omega outside of the ring, and then we see Penta hitting a crossbody off the top turnbuckle onto him, and then Penta and Rey Fenix was holding back Kenny and Nick, and we see Pac trying to lay out Matt Jackson by hitting a brainbuster onto him, and Matt Jackson barely kicking out too. Pac climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumps off with a black arrow, but then Matt Jackson puts his knees up, and Pac pretty much crashed and burned with his face onto his knees, and Matt Jackson got the 3 count after that. So yeah, knocked Pac out, and he got the 3 count, and yeah, the Elite defeated Death Triangle tonight, and now they are 2-1 in this bout. So yeah, the Elite only gets 1 point, Death Triangle gets 2. So yeah, the 4th match will be happening on Winters, coming in 2 weeks. So yeah, that'll be the next match. But this was match of the night. It was a really good match. I'll give this match 4 stars. That's what I'll give it. And then after the match ended, Kenny Omega grabs the mic and he says it's been forever since he closed out the show. And he tells everybody that, doing his good night bang and all that stuff. And he tells them to play his music. But yeah, that's what happened there. Really good match between the Elite and Death Triangle. Like the match, go check it out if you haven't yet. For tonight's AEW Dynamite, I'll give it 7 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was an okay episode. I like the MJF segment and the Jon Moxley segment. This is a pretty good match to main event, but didn't really care for some of the matches. Oh yeah, Bryan Danielson versus Dex Horwood. Now that match was really good as well. But yeah, that was Dynamite. So yeah, like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Where of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bagels, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. They'll all be down there in the description box. And yeah, I'll see you guys later until this Friday Night SmackDown reviews. See you guys later until then.